Mi gente, vamos a hablar y mejorar nuestro español en el año 2025. Hi, guys, and welcome to my channel. If you are looking for a community of minorities, specifically minority women who are wanting to explore, travel, and connect and engage with other communities, specifically Spanish speaking communities, then you have found the right place. So, to give a little bit of background about myself, my name is Bray Nelson, and I've been learning Spanish since I was 12 years old. Very long time. I'm 24 years old right now. And as it sounds, seems like I have a lot of experience under my belt. But the thing that I find the hardest is actually getting out there and communicating with others and practicing my Spanish. And so that's exactly why I am making this channel as well as making this video so that way I can encourage not only others but myself, frankly, to get out there and speak more Spanish this year. So, with that, I'll get into the 5 things that you can do this year to improve your Spanish. So, to begin, let's put things in context. The year is 2025, and if you are not on your Zoom, what are you doing? Right now, language and communicating with others is at our fingertips. Not only do we have technology, we have social media, but now we have AI. And I'm going to tell you how you can use AI and technology as well as real world scenarios and situations to improve your Spanish. So, the first tip is using AI. And walk with me, I'm going to explain that a little bit more obviously. Basically, if you think about it, AI can basically be your own personal tutor. Why don't you start off by simply trying to practice speaking to AI and trying to throw different words that you know at AI and ask them for feedback? Try having a conversation with them in Spanish and see what AI gives you back in return. And even from that, furthermore, you can literally be like, hey, can you give me feedback on what I said? Does this make sense to you? How can I make this sound more natural? What would a native speaker say? Give me feedback on my grammar. And can you tell me the areas that I'm the weakest in? I think that AI is super instrumental. Use it with caution and how you can improve your Spanish this year. The second tip is to consume more content. Now, walk with me slowly. I know that we spend a lot of time on our phones, just watching random things, watching that random guy that makes things out of chocolate. If you know, you know. What if we spent a fraction of that time consuming content in Spanish? So that's something that I've kind of done personally that's really helped me a lot in my journey of trying to practice Spanish more and get comfortable hearing words and terms and really accents and pronunciations that I'm not familiar with. Something that I like to do is I'll follow a lot of TikTok creators and I guess now YouTube/Instagram creators, as well as for me, music is a huge part of my life. So I listen to a lot of reggaeton artists, as well as just really watching and listening to podcasts where people are speaking in Spanish. And eventually, slowly but surely, you'll get acclimated to the way that they talk, their pace, the way they pronounce things. So I think that is a crucial tool that you can use in this upcoming year. Tip number 3, start with low stake conversations. And when I say that, I really mean low stake. I mean literally as simple as, Hola, ¿cómo estás? Literally, if you see someone speaking Spanish or you pass by someone who you hear listening to something in Spanish, simply walk by them or interact with them and say, Hola, ¿cómo estás? That is such a beneficial way in which you can just get more comfortable with putting yourself out there. Now, some people might ignore you, which I highly doubt will happen, but it could happen. But at least you'll be comfortable knowing that not only could it happen, but it did happen and you were okay. Because it happened and you moved on. But seriously, though, I think that is the game changer. It opens you up to practicing more, as well as making connections with people who you never would have thought that you would make connections with. So why not try? Number four kind of relates to number three. And tip number four is building a personalized vocabulary. And when I say that, this is really going to help you a lot because you'll be picking words and phrases that are relevant to you. And the reason why I say that, I think tools that everyone knows out there, like Duolingo, are great. But if you're not interested in sports, why are you sitting and forcing yourself to get through the sports unit and learn all these random words like baloncesto? You're not using that word. Where are you going with that word? Probably nowhere, and that's okay. But what you should do and what you can do is find things that you're interested in your language and try to find words, phrases that are surrounding that theme, that topic, that music genre. And I guarantee you, you'll be so much more invested in your learning because you'll be like, wait, oh my gosh, there's a word for that in Spanish too? Oh my gosh, no way. I think the same thing. Now I know how to say it in English and in Spanish. And finally, the last tip is joining online communities. And that could be as advanced as using platforms like Hello Talk or Tandem, but it also could be as simple as, in my personal case, using our Spanish, which is the Reddit Spanish. And I use that a lot when I'm trying to look for different phrases that I may have heard or I want to say something. And I'm like, is that normal? Like, do people actually say that? Or am I going to sound like un gringo? Basically, the whole point of this video is to get comfortable with putting yourself out there and being creative with the ways that you can learn with the resources that you have right in your pocket or in your hand or in this big screen in front of you. And something that I want to address with using these resources is the anxiety that comes with getting out there and speaking in conversation. I do want to acknowledge that that is very real and it will happen. And part of why I wanted to start this channel and talk about it because it's something that I face and experience myself. And what greater way to not only improve my experience and improve my comfortability, but also inspire others by doing rather than saying. And so I hope that through this channel and through my other videos that people who gravitate towards this content, who like what I'm talking about, are interested more, will subscribe, stick with me, and follow me along in this journey as I try to explore and practice Spanish while I travel. If you've made it to the end of this video, I just want to say a huge thank you. So I'll leave you guys with this. Comment below one of the tips that I mentioned in this video that you are going to be using in 2025 and hold yourself accountable to it. So mention how and where you already know in your own life that you could potentially use it, that you maybe just haven't gotten into it yet. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Bye.